Hello. Maybe this. Okay, maybe this will work this time. It might just be like a fireside chat, just you and me, bro.
That'd be sick. I think, I don't know. I think it flows a little bit better when it's just us. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No distractions, eh? We're building nonstop. It doesn't matter, bro.
We building nonstop. I'm taking my kids to the, where am I taking them? I'm taking them to the bookstore.
Nice. I'm glad your kids still read books.
They're 3 and 4. No, 3 and 2. Have you heard that book? What is it? The Fly Guy?
The Fly Guy?
Yeah,
No,
it's about this boy, and he gets a pet fly.
Nice.
And
everybody's cool. That reminds me of the old one of the old Mother Hubbard, or no, I know an old lady who swallowed a fly.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a fairy tale, right? I think.
Yeah, that's the one. Nice, man. How's things? You guys keeping well? You guys keeping strong in this test of ours?
We got some senders joining. No, actually, yeah, we're doing good. What's it called? Our treasury's running low, bro. We're down to like 25K in our treasury. We spend about 10 grand a week, so we've got about 10. We've got 2 or 3 weeks of runway left. And we can always sell into the liquidity, or we can pull liquidity. I think there's 250K there. So technically, we're about probably 2 months away from running around out of money. But I'm not worried about it, bro. I just worry about the next game. You know what I'm saying? I'm preparing for the next game, which is the send, earn, and swaps, and that's all you can do. You can just keep building. You know what I mean?
I feel you, man. We're in similar state. We've had chats with the team. We're reducing our overheads. I like what you said. I saw a comment from you the other day. It might have been in the syndicate, where you've got the OGs. But we've been doing a mission the last few months as well to abstract our token from BTC and from ETH, so the value isn't pegged so much to the rest of the market. So when the market's doing shit, it's not hurting, your treasury as much. And the only way to do that is to get real revenue from users.
It's to get revenue from users. That's
how you got to focus.
You have to, that's what a real business is about. We're going to launch swaps. We're going to launch earn. And we're going to launch a memberships product directly after. And it's going to be, probably around 4 USDC. And if you pay the 4 USDC per month, then you won't pay for swaps. Like we're gonna say, okay, the swaps fee is gonna be 0.85, right? Or 0.75, and Phantom charges 0.85% per swap. And then we're gonna say, per transfer is gonna be 1 cent. And remember before it was 5 cents, so it's gonna be 1 cent. Plus the gas. I think the gas is less than a quarter of a cent. So right now when you send, it's like 0.00 fucking 19 or 18. It's just so cheap, right? You can send like 5 times for like a cent. And bless the market's down right now, so nobody's really doing shit. That's why it's so cheap. But so if you're paying a membership, which is, if you look like this guy. So I'm in this chat like it's a stablecoin chat, bro. There's some heavy hitters in here, but let me show you what this guy says. He says, and it was like, he was like, oh, well, how do people make money? He says the problem. Wait. He says, I still use Wells Fargo as my daily driver where I can't do anything else. Don't think I can even buy stocks with it. And then the guy says the problem with neobanks only makes money in 3 ways. And this is kind of wrong. Loans, which are not relevant for crypto users. That's not relevant, but that's going to become really relevant. I think loans are going to come online pretty soon here. What the qualifying factors are, I don't know yet. Loans, so buying crypto and stocks. So basically, which crypto users can do without you. But that's, that doesn't make sense. He's saying, so... Again, his thing was the problem with neobanks only makes money in 3 ways. It was loans, buying crypto and stocks, and FX. So what is that? Foreign exchange fees, or
Yeah, they make a spread on the change of foreign exchange currency.
And this is what when they're swiping their card, I guess, or what?
Yeah, like I think that is a lot. I think that's a decent revenue driver for neobanks. Like,
Totally.
so someone might have a card, and their native, the neobank might be like a Singapore company, so their native currency is Singapore, and anytime someone spends USD, they have to do an
Ren,
instant
you wake up.
forex swap.
You don't go to bed.
Yeah.
You wake up.
She's awake already.
I know, but she's starting to go to bed. She's trying to go to sleep on me,
Hey,
bro.
some of us don't want to wake up and see the market.
Yeah, she's tired of the market, bro. The market's red. So
That's it, bro.
So but on top of that, okay. So like let's talk about that. What type of ways, and then we'll go over Mask and we'll say, okay, what types of ways can you generate revenue? So, so for us, you of course, right now the first things is you can do sending, right? So we can make a cent off of each send, okay? Transfers, right? Transfers, okay. One, two, you could say swaps. So we could take 0.75. Right, and 0.75, and then you could say memberships, right? So we could say memberships is another way to make money. And what's the other one? Instant cash outs, right? Cash out to your bank, right? You do an instant cash out.
Yeah, you could charge a fee for off ramping. That's sensible.
Off ramping. Well, instant off ramp, because if they're doing, you typically want to be on ramp and off ramp. You want to be 1-to-1. You don't want to be charging for that shit, unless it's instant, right? And then if it's if you're doing 1-to-1, then it's usually next day. They usually say, 1 to 3 days, but that shit is usually the next day. And you can do it, 8 p.m. in the evening, and it's going to be there by 1 p.m. the next day. So, what else a way could a neobank make money? It's like, I guess you could make the foreign exchange, but I'm not.
I've seen some of them where you they charge you a fee to get a physical card, right? So you pay like $30.
Yes, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
It wasn't that far.
Go on. Yeah, this one's not that far. Go on, Kyrie.
And then what I've seen is they do like premium and platinum cards. So like you want perks, you pay a monthly membership as well for the card, which you're kind of doing with the $4 sendership, which I reckon is a good idea.
Sendership?
Because it's a low level of entry. Sendership. It's a low level entry product, right? So it's $4. Who doesn't have $4 to use send every day?
Well, a lot of people don't have $4. You're talking about when the minimum wage in some of these countries is $50, they're not going to spend. Well, I guess they're not going to spend a majority. But if they're earning through rewards, so you're saying, okay, so
I was just going to say, if they're earning, then they'll have that extra. If it makes sense to them, they might have a little bit extra to cover that, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing is they're paying you in USDC, and you're earning that revenue. And what you do is you're incentivizing them with cash back through yeah. I know she's asleep, bro. Bad, Ren.
So you got the fee for the card, and then I don't know. There's probably other perks you could have, man. Or you could do revenue splits with partners in the future. Like if you have a captive audience of like 5,000 to 10,000 users, which, let's be fair, bro. Like what's the like make it point for real human users in crypto? Like I reckon having 1,000 daily users is pretty fucking good for a company or a crypto project that didn't have a massive ICO or VC backing. Because, like, you think about it, all these chains and all these apps and all these protocols, they're constantly saying, we've got this many users on chain, we've got this many active wallets. Bro, most of them are just there for farming. They're just there to, like, extract the yield and the airdrop potential and, hype the chain and stuff and get the volatility. And then the next chain that pops up, they all migrate to the next one.
I agree, but let's not get it twisted. I mean, I think a lot of our users are here for farming as well. I'm surprised. We have that syndicate where we have where we have a lot of basically the whales. The guy that sold was not in the syndicate. I'm surprised. It's sold up this. I'm surprised. A lot of people are no one in the syndicate has sold. Because like what that tells me is that a lot of them in there understand that like. This is okay. Well, come on. We'll make it happen, bro.
Well, it's a
Well,
long game, dude. It's a long
it's a
game. I
long
mean,
game. It's
think
a
about it.
long game, bro. It's a long
You've
game,
been in
bro.
existence for 1 year. Like, I
Well,
mean, it's just
it's
crazy.
it's a long game, and when I look at that chat, the syndicate, when I look at that, I look at like Venmo was started in 2009, okay? Monzo Bank 2015, okay? Revolut and Nubank, 2013 and 2012, I think, right? Cash App 2013. Cash App came out 4 years after Venmo, right? So it's a fucking very long game, bro. It's a super long game. You know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to put pressure on optimism, I'm like, so the swap's gonna come out, the earn's gonna come out, and I want to start pressing people a little bit, bro. Are you who's gonna fucking support us? I want some of that grant money, bro. Like you gotta, I'm gonna look into their books, bro. I'm gonna be like, okay, optimism, and I know they go through the process with the foundation, but bro, even check this out, bro. So we've been reaching out to Mantle, right? Is Mantle even live yet, Kyrie? Do you know that?
I don't know. I've lost track of them. There's been so much like freaking
Bro,
slow
you know
moving
how
launches.
much money they got, bro? They got fucking like $800 million sitting in
Oh,
fucking
it's disgusting.
in like stables and shit, right? That's like fucking insane, right? So I'm gonna
Mm.
start looking at fucking different treasuries, optimism. Bro, you guys got all this fucking money sitting. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's kind of the same argument like liquid funds, or I've kind of met with like some VCs and liquid funds. It's like, bro, and they're like, we like like Castle Island. So I met with Castle Island Ventures, right? And they're like, well, the question that VCs asked is like, did you ICO, or did you ICO already? We have the token, and their response was, we're not a liquid fund, we don't buy. And I'm like, bro, it's a fucking 3 million market cap. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? How much money do you guys have? Literally, you could become a top holder for even now, you could become the top holder in Sen right now for like 100 grand, 120, 130 grand. And it's like, the feeling that I'm getting from a lot of these people in crypto, like the higher ups, the people with the money, the VCs, is like, they don't give a fuck, bro. They really do not care. If you're a sustainable company building, they really don't give a fuck unless someone who knows someone, another one, I met with fucking Van Eck, right? And he, one of the questions he asked was how are you going to onboard and offboard users? Like, that's a big thing. And I'm like, what a fucking stupid question to ask. And this is probably I shouldn't be saying this, but I really don't care anymore, right? We're so low. But what a stupid, what do you mean, how you going to onboard? That's fucking a commodity. Anybody can onboard and offboard users, bro. Fucking Bridge, Zero Hash, fucking iron.xyz. That's fucking par for the course, bro. And what that tells me is that, tell me you don't believe in the, tell me you don't believe in me, right? Tell me hey, I'm not buying into you as a founder. That's fine. But don't tell me you're going to sit here and say, how are you going to onboard and offboard users? That's just a fucking cop out, bro. Especially when we've been onboarding and offboarding users using merchants in fucking
Well,
Nigeria. It's
we've already been doing it, and so what do they want to know? Like, you've got, like, for one example, you've already put live as the Coinbase
what?
on-chain kit. You've got
Well,
people
this is
on board.
before that. This is before that. But it was a stupid question to say. And it's all of these investors, they have their own viewpoints. I get it. Everybody has their own viewpoints, but I want to see who's going to kind of support us, because again, we're running out of money. And our what is your burn? Our burn is currently 10 grand a week on engineering, design, operations, and we spend about 80% of that on engineering and design.
Yeah, I
What's your
mean,
burn per week?
up until, well, most of our time we've had to say similar. It's like probably 80% on dev and engineering. Because it's a complex product. Because we're dealing with security, everything has to be done pretty tediously, right? Because we're dealing with data, we're dealing with encryption, we're dealing with routing. You want to make it look like normal data. There's so many freaking complexities to do what we might think for some projects. You might work on certain layers. You're like, oh, this would be easy, but then you got all these other things. So anyway, it's probably about the same. But we've had to trim it though. I'm not gonna lie, I've had to have some very uncomfortable and hard conversations. It's not a job I enjoy as being part of the project lead and project founder, but Yeah, we've had to do haircuts again, and a few people have had to go either part-time or like volunteer, which some offered, which was amazing. So I would say like our core community has really high conviction. I think that's a reflection on how much they, I guess, believe in me and trust after 5 years as the lead, but also they know our product has a real use case. And same as Sen, bro. You probably know who you've got on your side as your core, and that's the hardest thing is building your core, bro. That's the hard thing.
I mean, we've got a lot of core guys right now. I don't, that's my job as a founder is to keep money in the bank. We're not, we're going to get some money. There's no doubt about it, especially after we get out this earn and this swap product. But when you look at what a product looks like, I'm tired of being in crypto and like just overcomplicating things. Like just everything's just so complicated. And it's like when you look at a neobank, anything, it's a simple product, bro. You have a card, you have virtual accounts. You can buy crypto, or you can buy real world assets, right? You can send peer to peer, right?
Well, what I thought was
There's a
crazy
membership.
is in the last maybe 3 to 6 months, I've been doing a lot of personal research on like off-ramp solutions, right? Not just because I'm real interested in Send since we started talking about it years ago, but like the fact that I want multiple options, to off-ramp when Bitcoin makes new highs or whatever. I just want I want all the avenues, the exit strategy, right? And honestly, the amount of fucking options now, even for little New Zealand down here, the amount of options live where you can get a virtual card and on-off ramp with like a 3-minute KYC, it's amazing how many offers there are. So for that Van Eck guy to say, how are you going to onboard, offboard users, that's fucking retarded. You can get it fixed retarded, in a week, bro.
Yeah. It's onboarding and offboarding is it's different. I think for every they have yellow card in Africa. It's like it's not that hard to integrate, bro. It's fucking easy, right? So I don't know where we're gonna go. I'm excited about this next month. This swap's gonna be sick, bro.
I'm keen, dude. Let's talk some collabs too. Like, I'd love for people who are masked to get into Send ecosystem and start using it, and vice versa, man. I mean, let's raise boats together like we usually do, bro.
Well, yeah. I'll tell you what. We're gonna add. There's gonna be an investment like page as far as like, because we don't want our users to think like, our users are not traders, bro. And first it started off like it's a peer-to-peer app. It's only 3 assets, right? But obviously we're adding more assets. That's a good revenue stream for us. And like I had said before, here guys, look at what she made. Thank you so much. Boom. Grab it. Boom. So we don't want them to think like, you're not a trader. You're not coming in to Send to be a trader, right? You're an investor. You're investing, right? And investors make more money than traders anyway. Ren, hold it from the don't hold it from the lid. You gotta hold it from right here. So what was I saying? So, on the investment page, we're gonna have a specific investment page. And what I can do is I can put we'll put mask on there, because we're gonna highlight like we want to say, okay, well, why would you buy this company as an asset, right? So the ones that come to top of mind for for base is like Aerodrome, Morpho, and Moonwell, right?
Yep.
And
these are
obviously
real world assets
Send.
with real world on chain revenue, and they have and it's a building block of finance, bro. That makes sense.
Right. So like we're not gonna be we're not gonna fucking put Brett in there, bro. Like what the fuck, Brett? It'd be
blue chips, bro. Real shit.
Be blue chips, bro. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? You're buying into these assets. So I'm excited about that investment page. But yeah, this is we're early, bro. 2023, and again, Revolut's been out for 12 years. We've been out for basically 2.
Yeah, well, I've been using Revolut recently, and we originally got it because it was easy. It's a neobank for Forex. They released the crypto platform side not long ago in New Zealand. They expand features based on where you live. But it's good, man. Like, I mean, I keep seeing Send like being like that. But, I read some interesting research the other day that there's more talks around VC circles now, and they're actually, or not VC, but like equity firms that are firmly based in Web 2, and they're almost talking about how do they acquire users back from Web3 into Web2 again. So that's interesting to see that there's like a shift there, because you know why? Because you can be a lean player like Send with hardly any overheads compared to a bank, hardly any compliance because everything's done on chain, and there's very little management of stuff. And so you guys can be lean, agile, lean, green, mean, do whatever you can, pivot quickly, build the features people want quickly, and you can outpace these fucking giants who take ages to do anything.
That's what I'm saying. So when you going back to those time frames that I gave of when these banks were started, 2013, 14, 15, right? SoFi here in the States, 2013, I think, or 2011. When you look at that, okay, sit right here. We're not going far. When you look at that, you look at an on-chain bank like Send. It's all on chain. These players, they want to move on chain. They're trying to move on chain, whereas we started on chain. So of course, we don't have a head start. They have more capital and more, more headway. They've made a lot of progress, but I like our chances right here. I like where we're at, bro. I like where we're at. And it's crazy to talk about this because we're literally like a fucking, it's 1.2 million market cap. Like, it's nothing, bro. It's like,
No, it's
but
crazy, man. It's still early, and I know we say that some of us have been building other things for longer in the game, but we know how the crypto works in terms of the industry. But what you were saying with the whole like, hey, who's going to back us, getting for grants? Like, there's one word that I just keep seeing in my mind every time I've applied. Dude, I've applied for so many grants in the last 5 years from Mask, and gotten maybe one, a small, tiny one from Polygon back in the day. Dude,
how much was it?
nepotism. Fucking $3,000 at USDC.
Bro, okay, let's go like Base, right? So Base gave us a grant, bro. Base gave us a
Yeah.
grant of like 1 Ethereum. Okay, it was like $3,300 at the time, bro. But then
That's
like this dude this dude Zeno, right? He leads Send Africa. He's fucking great, by the way, right? He crushes it. He got a base grant, and his grant was like 0.3 Ethereum or 0.35 Ethereum. I'm like, bro, how do you give like basically a dude, like an individual, like 1/3 of the grant size that a project gets? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me, bro. And and then I put in the timeline like how much grant money has Base given out, and I do wonder that amount. I bet you it's very small. I bet you it's very, very, very small compared to the amount of money that they put in. It's like,
well, like I said, bro, what they roll is nepotism. They've got similar builders and similar circles and similar platforms, and they sort of know how to. It's not all that. I mean, there's probably legit grants being made, but it's similar approaches, similar like people, and it's just they drift from place to place, and they do it. And the grant board probably knows some of these people when they help them out. Well, who
yeah.
knows, man? I don't want to like sound defeated or like down. It's just like the name of the game, right? I guess you just keep building your brand, and so that it's irresistible for them not to. It'd be stupid of them to ignore you, right? And hopefully you get to that point.
Well, the thing is, you don't like care. Like, I don't really care if Base notice us or if anybody knows. I mean, I shouldn't say that because I wouldn't be saying, what I'm saying right now. But like, ultimately, like that's not our fucking users. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Nobody in crypto, people in crypto are gonna be like 0.005% of our users. Our users are like fucking real people who own businesses and who are just looking to maybe, look for a new solution as a bank. And it's the same features as a regular bank, except it's faster, it's cheaper, it's easier to get onboarded. But it's the same shit. It's the same shit. It's just
Yeah.
faster and cheaper.
Well, exactly, man. That's the future. Like, listen, how many people like. Well, I mean, in the States, you still run on a lot of cash, but I'll tell you right now, most of the people I know around here in New Zealand, man, you'd be lucky if people carry around $100 in cash most of the time. If that. Most people don't have cash at all. They just use a card, or they swipe their Google Watch, or no, the Apple Watch or their Google phone, tap and go. That's it.
Yeah, I thought I would be a cash maxi forever, but even I don't use cash anymore, bro. I just tap my phone. Even I see old
Well,
people tapping their phone.
it's crazy, man. I mean, yeah, people stash cash. Like we certainly stash cash where we can. And like between friends and stuff, we might do stuff with that. But I'm trying to get people on chain, man. I'm like, hey, we just went out for a drink. We just went out for lunch. Let me onboard you to Send, and I'll send you some money instantly. You can cash it out later, or you can buy some ETH. And they're like, wow, I can do that. I'm like, yeah, bro, here we go. No KYC, and they just do it. I've done it to 2 people, bro. That's pretty good.
You did what?
Onboarding them to Send.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
You got to do it. We got to green pill everybody, man. Why are we here?
Yeah, exactly.
Green pill, blue pill for mask, and we gotta. What's the overall pill for crypto in general? Is there a color now? Orange is Bitcoin. I just spoke at Handycom. They were black pilling people. Be decentralized. So I get that. What's the overall
Who's
like?
that?
Hey,
Pick it up.
like
Pick it up.
the colors of the pills. Like I'm gonna red pill myself and get away from this and whatever. What should we say is the overall pill for getting people to bank on chain and be a neobank? How are we pilling people? What color is it?
Or future cash, baby.
Yeah, so green pill. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hey, it's a lot in motion, man. And look at what can change in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've had some crazy shit going on in crypto, but like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, things could like dramatically change in the whole macro climate. Although it doesn't look like it will,
Oh, you took it.
but things
Uh-huh.
can move pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it, bro.
So, what do you think of all the changes with? I don't know, some of the summit and what they're hinting at with the SEC dropping all these cases. It's becoming crypto friendly again. Like, do you think that impacts like how you guys are building it all? I mean, obviously you're just going to
Hell
build it
yeah, bro.
normal.
Hell yeah. I'm
Yeah.
stoked about it, bro. I'm stoked about it. I always think about I always think about like the timing that we did everything. Like we played this perfectly. Like
Yeah.
the timing that we did everything from when we started the raising for the TGE, and then when we launched. I mean, we just played this like fucking money, bro. It's like perfect. And to where we are now, like we're perfectly set up with like what we have, swaps and earn launching, we got, native apps coming in Q2, and this is just getting started. So to see this foundation that we have laid for the past 2 years, now is like now after these swaps and this earn come out, it's going to be like almost a full-fledged product. Like it's going to be pretty much a 1.0, even though onboarding and offboarding could be better. But it's going to be pretty much 1.0. So now it comes down to distribution. How do we get it distributed, right? And this is why I've been studying what Pi does. Pi has a terrific model with distribution. I mean, they have so many fucking users. You look at it, nobody talks about it in crypto, right?
Dude,
And this is how I want Sen to
you
be.
know
It's
how
like,
many people recently were like, oh, I've been holding this like moldy token for ages, and now all of a sudden it's in the top 12 crypto market caps, and I'm like, no way, we're talking about Pi, and they're like, yeah, Pi. It's like, dude, the stealth giant. It's just insane, eh?
yeah, top 12. And then like you see people on crypto Twitter talking shit about it, but that's an interesting case study, bro. That's an interesting, and there's some product, and I haven't put my finger on it, but there's a product in Sand that just like where it just you're okay, where it just like goes like boom, where you just get like all of a sudden, like for Pi, it was like basically you gotta tap a button every 24 hours in order to mine Pi.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a yes.
And that's what they
Yeah, I
said
don't
is
know, man.
uh-huh.
You'll have that light bulb moment sometime when the time's right, bro, because that's what I found is like sometimes what I like about the way you've always built, Ethan, is like you're like, let's not overcomplicate it, right? Like let's just give the users what they want, do it really well, and have a sick brand. And that's sometimes all you need. Like I was chatting with distribution exactly this topic last night and the night before with our product lead, and we saw these like articles recently where there's these builders who were like pissed off because they saw these like crappy companies that were outperforming them on distribution, and their apps were like inferior, and they had crummy UI and all this, and they're like, how are they beating us out on user acquisition and growing and scaling so much better? We've got all this money, we're doing professional marketing, and they honestly, all they did was purely out distribute them. They were just distributing the app, and the user growth like just so much better.
You know what I'm working on right now? I'm working on, and I told my mom. So we're working on you've seen the Coach Bruce stuff, right? With Queen.
What was that? Yeah, Coach Bruce with the Queen.
Yeah, bro,
the
that
videos.
guy's
Your
fucking
content
brilliant, bro.
is so good.
It's so
Who
good.
makes that stuff? Who makes those
So
videos,
he
man?
makes it. He makes it. I know who he makes it, but it's fairly easy to do. So what you're using is you're using Midjourney, and you create the pictures in Midjourney, and then you put them in Kling, Kling, Kling AI, and Kling AI will bring the pictures to life.
It's insane.
Yeah, so we're gonna create we're creating a. I've been studying the Coinbase ads. They have the pizza one, or they have like they have the different cryptocurrency ads, right? That they spend a lot of money on. But you can make those now, like in AI, and it could have the same effect.
Right.
As not the same effect because it's not real people, but so we're making an ad, and I asked my mom about it last night, like at 1 a.m. I said, you're pretty creative. I said, I need you to throw me some songs about this ad that I want to put out, and I need you to help me come up with this ad. So she threw me some songs, and she was throwing me a bunch of songs like about money, right? So like by the Beatles.
Oh, nice.
What's the Beatles what's the Beatles song? The Beatles song is money. That's what I want. I want money. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And then the Pink Floyd song. The Pink Floyd song, Money? Money!
Yep.
So we're going to make an ad with the Pink Floyd song. And basically it's going to be old people like putting money in a piggy bank, and that's how they're saving. And then it's going to switch over to young people, and like they're saving with Send Earn.
Yeah, that's it, man.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, some of those ads I saw Coinbase do, like, you're right, you could do some really great ones. They just evoke a lot of emotion into what you see as a daily life, and you're like, why am I still doing it this way? Like that. You just got to evoke those emotions, eh?
Right. So a lot of these things are going to happen with are going to help with distribution, but and then we want to start creating, like, I don't know what about user generated content? Are you big on that?
Well, we've been looking at ways to do it and like to amplify it, right? Because like what I think the hardest thing for crypto projects, especially like ours, is that you've almost got like a limited audience until you branch out and try and get into new avenues, like crypto Twitter, right? Where it's just a lot of the same circles here. People who want to get news on crypto stuff, like that's where they kind of hang out, right? You could argue Farcaster's building up and maybe not Nostr or whatever, but like to branch out, like you got to be creative, and I think if you can get KELs involved, it might help. Like I say, KELs, key ethical leaders, because KOLs, they often they're just grifters, man. They talk to the same audience as you.
You don't need any of that shit, bro. You need there's a thing called this? Yeah. There's a thing called HeyGen. Follow them, bro. They're HEYGEN _official. And actually everybody that's on here from Send, and I know you're here for Mass too. No more. So if you're here, go to it's called HeyGen _HEYGEN _official. And basically what you can do is you can create these user generated content AI avatars, and you can have them speak about your product, right? but we're gonna be using a lot of this, like going forward, bro. Like we're gonna be like pounding the fucking socials, especially, and we're gonna be like, hey, get people to sign up, swap and ascend. It's like we need something that goes viral, uh chill guy. Even though chill
Yeah,
guy
that's
fucking
true.
dumb.
But I think you've got a key that most products probably need or probably will envy because it's not easy to make. I mean, even for us, we're kind of like trying to navigate our way through because we've got this payment partner for our revenue model with the premium subscription. That angle is affiliates, man. Like you've already got an affiliate structure. And if you can just nail that with UGC, user generated content, and that itself goes viral, then you win, bro. You've already got the stack, right?
Exactly.
You've already got the stack.
Exactly. I know you got mass, bro, but man, when you were working with us for the first 2-3 months after we did the TGE, man, it was just a breath of fresh air to have you around because you're just so creative, bro. You really understand like what's cool and what's not. And again, I talked about what my uncle says, what's the definition of cool? You're either cool or you're not. And just the way that you do things, man, a lot of the shit you do is just fucking cool,
Yeah, I find it hard to translate some, like, I'll be brutally honest with the audience, the masky people, you can hear me telling you the truth. I find it hard to translate sometimes that creativity into Mask's realm because we're like this sort of privacy tool, it's not like the same type of level of fun and creative as, hey, I'm going to send some money to my friend or I'm going to onboard someone and show them how to use crypto. Like we're sort of in this like different sector, right? And so one of the hardest things for me has been trying to translate those great ideas into, the world that Mask is in, which is sort of like we're trying to lift the veil across that privacy aspect. Because, when people think about privacy, they're like, I got to hide what I do. I got to make sure people can't track me and all this like negative connotations. Whereas actually a lot of our brand that we're shifting is going to be like, okay, put that aside. You own your data, bro. Look at this world we're in. We're in AI now. Like, don't you want to be know that you're human? Don't you want other people who interact with you to know that you're genuine? And so you got to protect your data like anything else. You got to protect your personhood. Don't fucking scan your eye in WorldCoin like a fucking slave sheep under their stupid crap that they built. Look at that crap, right? Like, no, you're going to have possession of your data. You can surf where you want, and hey, if I want to tell someone who I am, I can prove that I'm that person, right? And it's like those creative things are a little harder to translate, but we're trying to do it because that's the key. Like, we want everyone to have their privacy and their data sovereignty is actually what it should be about. And same with using money. Like you want to send money to someone, you don't want them to like know everything about you. You just want to send some money, right?
Right. If again, a call out to anybody from Send. If you guys want to create some user generated content using those AI avatars, hey Jen underscore, what was it? Hey Jen underscore.
Yeah, some of them are pretty good. I think I've played with Hey Gem before. It's pretty powerful stuff.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, it's pretty good. You could even train one on your own like persona and make it like you.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to record things and take like 20 takes. You can just like model the avatar on your own images and you talk to it, give it a script and train the voice with 11 labs. And bro, you got your own clone.
Oh, yeah. Hey, do you, are you, can you still hear me?
Yeah, man.
So when is this browser coming out? When is this extension coming out for Mask?
Yeah, I just dropped some big news to the or like an update to the community last night. So we had some blockers from the Chrome Store review team saying, hey, there's this other code in here. We want to make sure like your extension's a single purpose extension based on our dev policies, blah, 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 blah. So I like sent a really well thought out with the dev team, really well thought out appeal. And then end of last week, we got an email from them saying, oh, thanks for that appeal. Listen, we actually, gave you like a 2 critique of a review. We actually just want you to update your written description on the product itself.
Oh, shit. Uh-huh.
And resubmit. So like in that time, while we've been wrangling that for 2 weeks, we've also made the app like way more cleaner and added and fixed a bunch of stuff, blah, blah, blah. So we've resubmitted last night. I was up till 2 a.m. resubmitted it, and that we're pretty confident that that should get us through. So hopefully by end of the week we'll have the extension live. But speaking of distribution, bro, what we're trying to nail as well is we realize there's a lot of like app stores that are for browsers, for all different browsers. I didn't even realize there's an Opera extension app store, even though it's based on Chrome. Obviously, you've got Firefox, you've got Microsoft Edge, which I know, yuck, fuck them. But yeah, if we could get our extension shipped live to all those, like that's really big, wide distribution, bro, and that's the key, as you've said. So we want to get our distribution channels like fully ramped up as soon as we can.
Any idea what channels you're going to use?
We'll probably try and tap all of them, man. So we're going to cross-build the extension to make it work in Firefox. Supposedly, it won't be too hard. Like we've started that process a little bit. But I mean, we'll put it this way: we're going to try it with Brave, by the way. I mean, mad respect to Brave. I've said it before. They've done a good job in the features they've tried to ship in a private browser. If we can ship a Mask extension that covers Chrome, it covers Firefox, it covers Brave, it covers Opera. If we can't get on Safari because the Mac App Store is like too onerous on crypto stuff, like shit, bro, that's still 70 to 80% of the browser market will be accessing. So that's nothing to sneeze at. You can't hit 100, but 80 fucking % is pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's our key. And then we can just say, hey, you know what? We're bringing the privacy to you, right? We're bringing our tech and our borderless browsing to your browser. So hop on, and then it's easy.
Yeah, I'm excited about this Mask update.
Yeah, man, and I want you to try it out, man. I want you to be one of the first to give me feedback because it's a little bit of a setup for new people, but we've made it as super easy as possible. Like hopefully it's like a 2-minute thing, and then you browse away, man. And I'll hook you up.
And I can pay too, right?
Yep. You can do a user subscription. You can go like on the monthly or buy a year up front for cheaper. It's like 45% discount on a year. Just typical like the VPN models that they do with the subscriptions. And we've earmarked a bunch of our Mask.
A VPN, bro, a VPN that people pay for is like, it's. It needs to be. I use Nord. I actually stopped using it because it fucking sucks. It always signs me out. Fucking hate that.
So you mean when you're on a site and you use it, it like signs you out of your login?
No, just like if I open my computer, it's just like I'm never signed in. It seems like I don't know. It's really weird.
Wow.
But VPN doesn't need to be complicated. It's literally just fucking pick a city you want to be browsing from, and that's it. I know her tongue's blue, bro. I think she's turning into a dragon.
That's the thing with us is like we know some of the users will be a bit more crypto savvy because that's our core audience, right? But we're slowly making it easier and easier every time. So like even a non-crypto person, like a Web 2 person, can come in. Like it is actually as easy right now that if you just started your journey on crypto and created a Coinbase account, you can just get your VPN set up with Mask straight away. Like it's like a 5-minute less. And if it's that easy, like you just, hey, I'm going to put some USDC in my Coinbase account. Boom, I can get a Mask subscription. Wow, I've got my VPN. Cool. I didn't have to touch a credit card. Like how cool is that? You don't have to give your information to anyone.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, I don't think many people are thinking that way, right? Like we're still trying to claw around for the same audience in crypto a lot, and that's why people are struggling. They're not thinking big enough.
Yeah.
But we'll wrap up here, man. I know you're off on your journey there with the kids, man, for like a afternoon fun. So that sounds good.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Yeah, we have that one. I spend a lot of time with my kids, man. I fucking, they're only going to be young for so long.
That's it. Yeah, man, that's it. All right, buddy. Well, hey, it was a good chat today, man. Good to see lots of things in the works with Send, bro. Never stop building, never stop sending.
Yeah. And make sure you ping us. Ping us in our actual chat. Make sure you ping the whole Send. And send Africa and send Ping us in the chat when the browser's live.
Yeah, will, man.
And see if we can come on.
Well, hey, I'm also cooking up a special promo for when the extension's live.
It's two.
We'll probably give away a few free annual subscriptions on that I'll comp for some Send members. And you guys in Nigeria, especially, I know there's a lot of you in Send who are in Nigeria. A lot of you use VPNs. Like, we'll hook you up with a free one. You guys can tell us what it's like, and yeah, and we'll keep cooking, man. So thanks for your time today too, bro.
All right, thanks, Kyrie. I'll talk to you soon, bro.
All right, catch you guys later. See you, everybody.
Kyrie, Daddy.
Send it.
All right, send it.
You got Kyrie.
Mask it.